Hey, welcome. It's uh, Nosebleed section week 1 rundown. Got the commissioner over here, Mr. Lawley, the soon to be El Cunado.
How's it going, everybody?
So yeah, how is everybody doing this week? I know I had a good week. AJ had about a half and half week. What about you, Kent?
Week. It was less than ideal. You know, the better team won in my game, and/or Saquon Barkley fucked me up. You know, it is what it is. And I was just kind of doing a run through on game. You know, we had some really good games, like Trent and Dallas. That was basically a 2-point game, and two of the top scorers in the league this week. Obviously, there's our number 2 overall draft pick with Matthew going up against the Wonder Weasels. That is AJ. That was just a bloodbath. We'll skip on by that one. Was there any games that stuck out to you? I mean, obviously your own. You want to talk about that one, any?
I was actually pretty shocked. Like I was not expecting that whatsoever. Just to come out and then, Davante Adams doing what he did, him and Aaron Rodgers just Davante Adams has kind of been one of those that has screwed me a lot in the past. And I know he screwed you in the past before because I've actually seen him do it. So I was very hesitant to pick him up, but I thought, well, maybe he's finally got some time. But if they keep clicking like they are, it's gonna be a good year. Deshaun Watson as well. I mean, he was projected like 21 points. Of course, we all know about the projections. It's kind of bullshit. But I did not think he was going to even get anywhere close. But the 20 points right there. That, like I said, I was blown away by what happened, and I hope it fucking continues. Of course, I think this has happened to me before. First game of the year, come out, guns blazing, and then nothing else. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's certainly part of it. Go
ahead. Poor Steven, man. You scored enough points to normally that you would win, but
yeah,
you just had to be playing me. That was my first year play, and that was my luck. You remember that, Kent, where I was like second or third in scoring, but won 2 games?
I had a stretch. I can't remember which year it was. I think year 3 or 4 of the league, where I finished in the top 2 to 3 scorers the last 5 weeks in a row, and lost all 5 of those games. I just so happened to be playing the number 1 or 2 scorer if I was finishing 2 or 3. But that
happened to me.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, that's happened to me a lot, where I'll be the second leading scorer of that week, and I just happen to be playing the first leading scorer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we did have. Go ahead.
Just looking at y'all's game, I think that you can expect Deshaun Watson to do that, around that, or more. Obviously, Davante Adams, that's a huge game, but I think he's finally found that consistency. I want to know, do you think that Josh Jacobs and DK Metcalf can produce like that week in and week out? I think Josh Jacobs is closer to proving it, he's kind of picking up where he left off. But DK Metcalf, how do you feel about him moving forward?
I feel a lot more comfortable with it, especially as a wide receiver too, because I saw what he did last year. I had him last year, and especially that end of the year, him and Russell Wilson started clicking. And so I was hoping that would carry over to this year. And Josh Jacobs, I watched Josh Jacobs for years at Alabama, so I knew what he was capable of doing. And the thing is, where Alabama never really used him, so he had fresh legs. Where you had like Damian Harris, who was ran into the ground at Alabama, I was pretty sure he wasn't going to be that big in the NFL. But Josh Jacobs, he's talented, and he still had fresh legs, so I knew that was going to be a good one.
Yeah. I mean, and so far so good. I mean, that's a huge opening week. I actually didn't realize how good he was, how good of a game he had until just looking at it right now.
Yeah.
I just kind of tried to do a quick breakdown. I mean, I've tried to run over all of them over the last few days, but obviously I had loser's hangover because some chode beat me. But
so let's
you,
see.
you know what really one of the themes was? Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
And I've experienced this before. Personally, I think it probably touched at least half or more of our league. The injury bug struck hard and heavy across the NFL, and that's offense and defense, even people who aren't fantasy related. And do you think that that's due to the short preparation and limited preparation, or do you think just that's just how it happens sometimes?
It could be that short prep. I mean, I know. I mean, we both played football, and it takes 3-4 weeks just to get in football shape, just to practice.
Mm-hmm.
So if they weren't keeping up with their conditioning and all that beforehand, and just waiting for the camp to kind of bring them up, it could have an effect. But I think maybe it was they probably didn't hit as much in their camps to kind of keep them away from each other, and that might have had something to do with it as well. But hopefully it doesn't continue. Like I know, like I didn't need him, but James Conner, he went down with an ankle injury. Lucky it wasn't a high ankle sprain; it was just a sprain. But
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys who are hitting that new 3-week IR that the virus has given us. Is this new injured reserve for the soft tissue injuries that think you might be able to bounce back from, hopefully in 3 weeks, and then that way you're not burning the roster spot, but you can still possibly bring some of your better talent back. Rather than that, I think the regular IR is an 8-week minimum or 9-week minimum.
Yeah.
Also, I see that Steven wants to be in on this. Steven, do you have the link?
I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I had just seen that, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Turns out, guys, we can get up to 6 people at a time on this. So whoever wants to jump in, I mean, it's free format, or if you want to leave questions on the chat, I think me and Sean can handle that. And now Steven, once he gets in here, and we're just giving it the rundown. I talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
And we can also highlight them.
Thank you, Chase.
Oh,
he's talking about because I've been ignoring him.
Oh. And let's add Mr. Steven here to the stream. How's it going, Steven?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
How's it going, buddy?
So apparently,
well. Are y'all able to hear me fine?
I think there might be a slight delay. Are you listening? Well, that wasn't. But are you listening through the actual YouTube or through here?
Yeah. So I just exited out of. I had the YouTube up in a separate tab, but I just exited out of it. Is this better now?
Yeah. I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
I'm still getting a little buzz at the end of some sentences from both of you, but that's probably my shitty internet.
It probably is. I wouldn't get a Ethernet cable. Even here, I got to have an Ethernet cable hooked up.
Yeah.
So if you just
I need different internet. AT&T is not the way to go. All right, Chase, you said you've got plenty of questions.
Yeah, I accidentally exited
While we're
out.
waiting on him.
Okay.
Uh,
All right, Chase, where's the questions?
yeah, where are the questions? And I agree, Cody. Although now he's unfrozen for me. He's just in a very agreeable pose. Stephen is. Stephen, how'd your week go, man? Yeah, I think you and Sean played each other, right? You were on the other end of a buzz saw.
Yeah, I'll tell you how my week went. First of all, fuck everybody who said OJ Howard was a bad pick.
I thought of that. I was watching that game and he scored that touchdown, and I bust out laughing and I got a little scared because it looked like you might try and get a comeback, especially when that OJ Howard touchdown happened, and I was like, "Oh shit! Oh, this is gonna be the thing." Except Kent didn't text me, "Hey, you're doing good this week."
No. I was too busy. I got home late yesterday for the first part of the game for mine, and I went in to work thinking, okay, I've got a pretty comfortable lead. I mean, obviously not in the bag, but I felt pretty good. And then by the time I got home, the game was an hour in, and Saquon Barkley had rushed 7 times for -4 yards, and I was like, "Oh shit, I am in trouble."
Yeah.
And so I couldn't focus on the happenings of the rest of the league to curse anybody or bring bad juju. I was just hoping and praying that he was going to turn it around. He didn't turn it around, Chase. God damn
it!
Yeah,
6 total yards. Ooh. Maybe he'll bounce back though. I mean, who were they playing? I watched like one half of the game of the Tampa or the Tampa Bay.
The Steelers. I mean, they were playing. Yeah, and also I think Chase had the Pittsburgh defense, so it was really a double whammy for me. But Pittsburgh defense looked like out. I think they're going to be. I think they're going to finish. Maybe not fantasy wise, but in actual football, I think they're going to finish in the top 5, maybe top 3 this year. They looked that good, but also the Giants' offensive line is dick. Just dick. They can't block shit.
Yeah. Who would have thought the Giants would be a huge letdown?
This is true. So Kent, Chase does have a question. How do you deal with life knowing how subpar you have been for 8 years as a fantasy opponent? Oh, okay.
Natty Light. That's
with the nasties. I do the ginger beer.
I refer back to Chase's comment of being buzzed for a solid decade. Fantasy football started about a decade ago.
Dang. So already, so we kind of talked about me and Steven's game. Like I said, I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Yeah.
That all my guys would just blow up. Like I said, that Rodgers to Adams. Ooh. But
it was a good, it was a solid game, you know.
I would say it's not like you scored like 60 something points. You got into the 90s. You scored enough to win. So you got a tough team.
Yeah, no, I mean, scored great. Mm-hmm. It was a solid show. Would have beat at least 3 other people, including myself and Chase.
All right. So this next game we had Brandon, Hicks, and Harrison. Are either of them in here? If not, then we can just totally shit on them.
Yeah, fuck all of them.
I didn't catch that. You guys froze up. I see the game that we're doing right now. What did we say?
Oh, I asked if Harrison or Brandon was here, and if not, we could just shit on them.
Oh, I don't think so. But I mean, obviously, I can't see who's in or out. Just I know that it's us 3, Cody and Chase so far. Good to have us. That's 5 people. It's almost half the league.
Yeah.
I did have some notes for Harry and Hicks game.
Oh, Brandon is
Um,
here.
Look at him go.
Yep.
Yeah,
Apparently, Cody says Brandon has the best names.
you know.
You know, I think I'm going up against Cody's team this coming up week, and I'll be honest with him having Lamar Jackson and everyone. I'm definitely scared because don't get me wrong, Josh Allen had a great game. He had it against my Miami Dolphins. I'm a huge Dolphins fan. If anyone doesn't know, it's like living in a fucking perpetual hell being a Dolphins fan. But
It's about like being an Alabama fan in the late '90s, early 2000s.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So seeing that I'm going up against Cody, whose quarterback Lamar Jackson is going up against the Dolphins, I'm just like, oh, so that's just another loss right then and there, you know. And then Le'Veon Bell, who was like that was my sleeper back that was supposed to get me back in it, but fucking Adam Gase, who is once again, I liked Adam Gase at Miami Dolphins, but like, wow, he really shit the bed and let fucking Le'Veon Bell get hurt when he was like, yo, I don't think I'm like all there yet. And he just fucking played him anyways. But so here we are. And now I'm just super fucked. And it all comes down to the Dolphins. That's my team. They just really fought me over in more ways than one.
Wow.
Well, not to rub salt in the wound, but I don't know if you caught our injury portion. Did you see that Le'Veon was on the 3-week IR?
Yeah. That's what I was saying was like when I think of like Le'Veon, like and that's why I blame this on the Dolphins kind of because Adam Gase is the Jets' head coach, and Le'Veon told him he's like, hey, I'm not really ready to go into play yet, and Adam Gase was like, no, fuck you, you're playing, and here we are. He fucked himself up playing, even though he was like, I shouldn't play this week.
Oh yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
I got you now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed a little bit.
But that's life.
How do you feel about this take right here, Steven?
Lamar would score higher if they didn't blow teams out. They stopped passing in the third quarter this week. We'll see how it goes against Miami. I was actually thinking about that. I really was, Cody. I'm not just stealing your comment there. I was kind of thinking that they go out there, they run them out, run them off the field in the first 2 quarters or so, and there's really no point for Lamar Jackson to be even risking getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to weigh those, balance that out. Because I've had that happen to me before.
Here's my thing. I'm also a big fan of Ryan Fitzpatrick. And with him being the lead quarterback at the Dolphins, I feel like he's going to find a way to keep them in the game just long enough to give Lamar Jackson all the stats he needs to destroy me. And this is the typical Ryan Fitzpatrick game. He will play out of his mind and really make the Ravens play for this game. And I won't even be surprised. I'll be disappointed. I'm not upset. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's what he's going to do.
He sounds like a Yamcha.
No.
But yeah, hopefully it will, because he does kind of seem like that, where he's supposed to play terribly, then he plays lights out. Kind of like Bo Wallace against Alabama that one year. The guy was terrible, yet he had the best game of his life against Alabama and beat them. Yeah. So he could have one of those games, and then it could be a shootout. I've lost in a shootout before, too. Sorry, Kent, you were talking about notes earlier. So did you have notes on this game?
What's up?
Did you have notes on this?
Yeah, about this one. Well, first off, it was another tie contest. I mean, 11 points basically. That could have flipped either way. The question I had for Harrison was, can you expect, or where do you guys think, Harrison, if you're here, you obviously weigh in, can Matt Ryan put up numbers like that? I mean, I know it was in a loss, but those are still pretty big numbers, and pretty solid production. I personally feel like Matt Ryan's runway is only growing shorter. I think he peaked a few years ago, and I think he's still a top 10, 15 guy, but I don't think he'll ever be that top 5 or 6 area again. I don't think we'll see it, but that's my opinion.
Could I jump in on this for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
I forget his name, but he's the receiver who came from UAB. He was one of the top receivers at the Falcons.
Roddy White.
Oh, Roddy
White.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow, what a solid, ultimately reliable. He's essentially like the Julian Edelman of that team for such a long time. Like a solid receiver that you always know if you can get it in his vicinity on a crossing route or whatever, he's gonna get it. Like, period. And I feel like they overestimated the fact that obviously Julio Jones, he's going to get anything that you throw his way almost 90% of the time. But when you have Julio Jones and Roddy White, he's really going to get those contested throws in those crossing routes. And they don't have that guy anymore. And I just feel like that's something that they've like overestimated. Like they don't have that person anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but on that note, though, I think they might have found that person again because in this game as well, they have Calvin Ridley, and he went ham. What is 2 touchdowns and 130 yards. Now I don't know how that scoring went. I didn't get to watch that game, so I don't know if that a lot of garbage time. Or if they were really just trying to force the ball towards him, or maybe they had like kind of started to rest Julio for, because I heard that the Seahawks pretty much had that game well in hand from the kickoff. But once again, I didn't get to watch it. But I agree. I think that that's something the Falcons have been missing, but I think Calvin Ridley is probably that piece. And I was going to ask you guys how you guys felt about his sustainability.
I guess my thing about Calvin Ridley is he's almost like a secondary Julio Jones as opposed to the next Roddy White, because Calvin Ridley he's almost like he makes the same kind of catches that Julio Jones does, but not as well. Because, I mean, who the fuck is like the next Julio Jones? Like he makes the most ridiculous catches down the field as opposed to Roddy White, who makes all the intermediate and short catches that are just like the hard ones to catch that are shorter or midfield. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from Calvin Ridley. I think he's a great receiver, but I think he's like a poor man's Julio Jones. I don't think he is the replacement for a short and midfield receiver.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like that kind of nickel and dime kind of receiver that Mohamed Sanu was for the Falcons. I mean, he was
Absolutely.
that one.
Yeah.
If they needed 4, it was 3rd and 4. Mohamed Sanu was getting open, and he was going to get that 4 yards. He wasn't getting any more, but he was going to get that 4 yards that you needed. Of course, then he went on to move on, and I think they tried to make him like a spotlight receiver, and he just isn't that guy. He's one of those that he's a good second wide receiver that can also get those short range passes and will do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you guys think that Hayden Hurst, another kind of intriguing name, especially around fantasy circles right now, do you think that he could step into that role for a short yardage, kind of the bread of the sandwich, if Julio and Calvin are the meat and toppings?
Who's the tight end? Is that Hayden Hurst? Is he the tight end there now?
That's Hayden Hurst. He I think he's out of South Carolina. I drafted him high his rookie year in a crowded tight end core at Baltimore, where he got buried behind Mark Andrews and somebody else, and he still produced. He's talented. He's not.
When they had Hooper at one point, right?
Yes, they had Hooper was there for
See,
3
I
or
feel
4
like
years.
Hooper was a solid stopgap with Roddy White's deterioration. I don't think Hurst is the right fit though. Like, I don't know.
I haven't
Just me
seen enough of
personally.
him since his rookie year. His rookie year, like I said, when he was on the field, he was making plays, but he was third or fourth freely on the depth chart for the Ravens. So, but yeah, I agree with that point right there, Chase.
Yeah. I don't think anyone could
That's-
disagree with
that's-
Chase that
that's-
Julio is a once in a generation player. Like, they'd be stupid to get rid of Julio under any circumstances because wow, he can just make any fucking catch that you could ask of him. Period.
That's an astute observation, Chase.
But as far as fantasy
Also, did you know the sky was
football
blue and the sun is hot?
but as fantasy football wise, is he one of those better pickups? Because to be honest, he's always kind of been close to that do not draft list because I've had him in the past and he always picks up that double coverage. He's always getting covered. And yeah, he'll make some good catches, but I've seen him to where that production, it's just fantasy wise, it's not near as good.
I even joked with Kevin earlier this weekend. And I was like, "See, Julio Jones game this weekend is the most prototypical Julio Jones game ever. He had like 100+ yards, no touchdowns.
Yeah,
It is the most Julio Jones
the man
game
is-
you could ever ask for. Unfortunately, don't
The
get me
man is
wrong. I
allergic
think
to
he's
the
one of
end
the best
zone.
receivers in the league. Like, it's just, what are you gonna do? Like, obviously, you're gonna have like two CBs on him. You know, at the very minimum, you have one cornerback and a safety with their focus on them. Regularly, you'll have at least one cornerback and like two other defensive backs, just like keeping their eye on them. Like, period. Like that's all. Like, when the defense is focused on the Falcons, it's like, well, like, we're not expecting Ryan to make. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against Matt Ryan, but just like, obviously he's gonna like look to Julio Jones first because Jesus Christ, who wouldn't with Julio Jones as your name is your main receiver? Like, you're gonna have like 2 or 3 defenders on him at all times. So
yeah, and then that second receiver usually ends up picking up some of that slack, and if they're really good, like a Calvin Ridley, he is still really good, so he could be picking up that slack.
Yeah, exactly.
Nathan,
Alright,
good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're safe, man. How's the thing down there?
So what if Julio Jones was a Packer?
Does someone want to go first on this?
Is that Julio Jones? Is that Julio Jones in lieu of Davante Adams? Like if they were together or if they were to switch?
Yeah, that's
Because
a good
huge
question.
difference.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if him and Davante were on the same team, with Aaron Rodgers,
Whoever
man,
wasn't
I think
getting
that
the
you would
double
have two
coverage.
1,000-yard guys.
Yeah.
Depending on the offensive line.
I just don't know if Aaron would, because Davante Adams is kind of his red zone target default, has been basically since he got there. Anyways, with Julio, does that get spread out, or is it much the same as it has been in Atlanta for Julio's career, to where he's a 10-10 guy, and then everything inside of that is anybody else's game.
Well, and even if we put it on this, like, kind of the side of the aspect, like, if we're talking about, like, Davante Adams is the number one guy, but, like, let's say Julio Jones becomes which in no situation ever do I think Julio Jones would become the new Randall Cobb. But when I think of, like, prime Aaron Rodgers, I think Davante Adams, number one receiver, and then you have the Randall Cobb, who's just like, oh, he gets so open and so many touchdowns and everything just because you have to cover Davante Adams, And if
And then
your two options were Devontae Adams and Julio Jones, then it's just like, well, shit. We're kind of fucked either way. Like, which one do we decide to put our double coverage on? I feel like you would just have equal games where it's just like, we're going to stop this guy, and then the other one would just blow the fuck up. And because they're such good receivers either way, I would definitely put Julio Jones in the level very slightly above Devontae Adams, but at the same time, we haven't really seen Devontae Adams in a situation where he's had a close. I don't know. I guess I feel like Devontae Adams has been head and shoulders above any other second receiver, and Julio Jones is just so fucking good that yes, he is also on the same level, but he hasn't had anyone close to him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think Julio is in the conversation right now for best in the league. I'd say it's a short list, and I think Devontae's that next tier down, right on the cusp of that list. In my opinion, the best receiver in the league right now is now playing in Arizona, personally. But I think the arguments between DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, and well, those two come to mind. A lot of the other guys, I mean, if Antonio Brown was still playing, he's in that conversation, but, he has just pissed that away. And Odell Beckham, I mean, unless he picks it up tremendously this year. And Michael Thomas. I'm sorry. Julio, Nuke,
Michael
and
Thomas
Michael Thomas.
is always Michael Thomas is always the overlooked one.
Yeah, he's the one you really don't think
big
about.
time. I mean, I kind of put those three and then everybody else, but I'd say like the next guy down is Devontae Adams. Like he's in that very next class right now. Nathan, I wish I could help you with that, buddy. I will start a relief fund for you right now. And by that, I mean, like, I'll Venmo you like $10.
I don't think the money would probably be the problem. It would be getting
That's
to
true.
the store.
That's probably.
So you can give him
By the
money
time
all
I
you
got
want,
down
but he
there, I'd
can't,
be of
he
no
can't
help.
make it.
Speaking of money, Kent, when are you going to get you a Cash App? I have like 3 years worth of fees I owe you.
I've got the Venmo.
I don't do Venmo. Give me a Cash App and I can get you right now, like this second. Like,
what is a Cash App?
how old are you?
I was just I don't know what a Cash App is either.
Oh my god. Maybe I'm too young.
Do you have a checkbook there?
Yeah.
No, I've never had a checkbook in my life. I'm 27.
Oh, you're not that much younger than us. Of course, I have a checkbook. So Chase will take 10.
Chase, you don't live in Mobile. You live on the other side of the state.
No. Hey, I know it's kind of off topic, right? But just because it's kind of like important, I feel like in the sports world and everything. What do y'all think about the Clippers and Nuggets?
I have not watched any basketball this year.
Really? You haven't paid attention to basketball?
Usually I check in about the conference finals.
Oh, wow.
And that's usually what I check into basketball.
You're missing a good series, but I understand.
What about you,
Those
Cam?
ratings have taken a beating this year. I was watching a lot more basketball. Basically, 70% of the games, and then football started again. And well, that is a tough sport to compete with, and I believe that every sport that was doing so well in their various systems to deal with COVID-19 felt all of the power of the Sun Belt. I mean, college football Fun Belt action put the hurting on the golfing ratings, NASCAR, and basketball. As far as the series
Right.
itself, Steven, it's been really fun, really entertaining.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
Clippers are the better team. I'm
Absolutely.
with Cody. I'm pulling for the Nuggets. Although
Mhm.
I'm actually pulling for the Nuggets just because I like the Nuggets. Jamal Murray and that duel that he had with Donovan Mitchell
Yeah.
the previous
Yeah,
round
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely incredible. That was
Honestly,
like if it was in any other climate, that's basketball story historic shit.
mhm. Okay, so
I have I'll see
in
what I
my
can do.
head,
Man.
in my head, it's just like, wow, like you got to think about Jamal Murray and the Nuggets story in general would have been fine without Jamal Murray, but the fact that you add Jamal Murray's story into it, and it's just like, wow, this is a guy who got his dick sucked, and his dick got sucked so good that it encouraged him to play basketball onto the next level. Not the next level, but the next 3 levels. Like, this made Jamal Murray play 3 levels above his play because he got his dick sucked so good. And you're like, that's the basketball I want to see. It's like, wow, your dick got sucked so good that you've got to play your way into the fucking conference finals because, man, your dick got sucked. So how annoying would it be if it's just like you posted a picture of you getting your dick sucked and then like you didn't even get to the basketball finals? That'd be pretty lame.
Well, I'm certainly not getting my dick sucked. But yes,
And that's
no,
why
that
you're
would
not
be
in the
pretty
basketball
lame.
finals.
Yeah, come on, Kent.
That's the only thing keeping me from it. It's the only thing.
Oh man.
Oh, no. My my closing on what's going on with the basketball world is I'm with Cody. I'm pulling for the Nuggets both because I think it'll be easier for the Lakers. Let's go LeBron.
Yeah.
Secondly,
All for LeBron.
I just like Novak, not Novak, Nikolai Jokic and Jamal
Jokic.
Murray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And but the series has been really entertaining, and that's I actually feel bad for the NBA because they've executed their bubble flawlessly. 0 positive tests, and the isolation they're having to go
Surprisingly, I
under.
would never have expected it to go that well.
Didn't one guy get in trouble for going to like a strip club
He
at
went
one
to get
point? Like a
chicken
Billy
wings
band?
or
Williams.
something.
Yeah, he went to get
Yeah.
chicken wings
Yeah,
from the
and
strip
it's
club.
because, and that's what they call him. Like they called him Lemon Pepper Williams because he went to go get some wings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He apparently already had some wings named after him, and now he's embraced his new nickname as Lemon Pepper Lou. And he's like, I swear to God, I was there for the wings. And then everybody's like, well, whether we believe you or not, you still broke the bubble, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
It
you're
was a
you're
Kenny Powers
embracing the
face. That is
joke, but it's
super accurate.
Yep.
Um,
All right. So, do we want to move on to the next game? It is your game.
yeah,
Kent.
yeah, we can go ahead and move on to that.
All
I
right.
derailed us. I
Yes.
feel like I derailed us for a while. My bad.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm having fun talking about strip clubs.
Yeah, me
and
too,
chicken
man. Yeah, no,
wings.
Oh,
Honestly,
you
this would be
cannot
so
not
much
have
better
fun.
with everyone on this chat. It would be so much better.
So we have a question from someone. Should I target Brown or
Sure.
Hines on the waiver wire PPR flex spot?
If
I have
Hines,
Bell.
if Hines is available, I would say target Hines personally, because before Marlon Mack got hurt, first off, the Colts have a strong line, and before Mack got hurt, he was productive. And even last year with Mack running the bulk of the carries, if Taylor's already taken, I think Hines is a really safe bet to produce, at least for a flex spot. I think Hines would give you, now that Mack is hurt, at least what Bell would have given you anyways, based on Bell's production from last year.
I would just go ahead and say,
That's my 2 cents. Anybody else?
yeah. I would say if you're really on this boat, then you're already fucked. If that's the deciding factor.
And I would have to look at them and see. So I really don't have anything to add. But I'm not sure if that's somebody from our league. I think that's somebody else who tuned in to watch. So
No,
if you're
that's
still
PPR
here,
flex spot. We don't play PPR.
yeah, we don't.
Although
play
that
PPR,
would have helped
so-
me tremendously.
Well, and they said they had Bell, and I have Bell, so that's like another thing that I was just like, I don't think you're a real person in this league, and that's why I was just like, if you're asking this question, you're already fucked because I am
Yeah.
in this position, and I am already fucked.
Well, and then
So, yeah, that was
even if Mack was healthy, Naeem Hines is a really good pass catching back out of the backfield. Anyways,
Yeah, he's all right.
that means
Yeah.
his duties are only going to go up. I'd go Naeem Hines personally.
Mhm.
And good luck
It's
to
kinda
you,
like
TS. Glad you're tuning in, man. Good to see. Well, man, it's 2020. Anybody can play fantasy.
person.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
Yeah, it kind of seems like that guy. Who was that second back at Tampa Bay for?
Ronald
From-
Jones,
No, he was the second back for a long time.
Peyton Barber.
No, he was their pass catching back. I don't know. I had
can't
him
think
for
those are the only two.
I
that
had
I
him for a
think of.
couple of years, but he was one of those good like flex plays during the when you had the sorry, I'm blanking. But yeah, when you had injury, something like that.
Where was he from?
He was at Tampa Bay for a while. Sims? Was it Chris?
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
was like Chris Sims or something Sims?
Yeah, I think it is Chris Sims, like something C Sims, like
Jamal. No, it wasn't them.
oh my god.
That's a 10 out of 10 comment right there. That's legendary.
Jamal Drain Nuggets Murray.
Well, actually, it's
I'm
a 12
so
out of
glad
10.
Cody's here.
It's a 12 out of 10 because it's Cody saying it.
Can we just get Cody added on? I know Cody has the technology to join in on this.
I know
Why
he
is
does
not
too.
here?
He
Why is
probably
he
knows.
not here?
He's probably got the fancy StreamYard.
Oh, he's probably enjoying every second of it. He's like, it's so great not being one of the fucking assholes on the left side of the screen. Oh my god.
But I guess that came in response to this question. Can we talk more about why Jamal Murray is playing so good? I was enjoying that.
Okay. Yeah. So can I start on that? I would love to
Yep.
be the person that talked about that. So Jamal Murray, let me tell you, this guy, he came in to the league being like he's not a bad player at all. I would say from the get-go, Jamal Murray has not been a bad NBA player. But let me tell you, you post a picture accidentally, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the quotes up here. Let me get accidentally. You accidentally post a picture you getting your dick sucked on Facebook or whatever. And all of a sudden, you're playing lights out. You're playing dicks out. You're not playing just lights out. You're playing dicks out. Wow. You post a picture, you getting your dick sucked, and all of a sudden, you're playing dicks out online. there is no coincidence there. Let me tell you, my man had the confidence boost of a fucking 13-year-old who just had his first sex. And it continued. He just kept playing it. He was building off it. He's like, damn, I just got my shit ding dang. And I don't think it is like anything. It's nothing special. I don't think I'll like put anything special on it. Like, obviously, everyone enjoys getting their shit fucked. But like, he posted it online, and everyone's just like, damn, that motherfucker got his shit ding dang. And I'm just saying, like, he built on it. He was just like, yeah, fuck it. Everybody's on top of that shit. And he just hasn't let it go. Period.
Well, he
There's
probably got
nothing-
to a
there's
to a
nothing-
point where I can't be embarrassed any more than this, so I might as well just
Yeah,
go out here
yeah.
and do whatever.
Exactly. There's nothing like
Well, I don't know if
wrong
he was
about
embarrassed
it.
or not, though. It depends. Like,
No, I don't
was
think he
the
was
angle
embarrassed about it at
flattering?
all.
Was the
I think
girl hot?
he was empowered by it. 100%. He was empowered by it. Like, he was just like, damn, yeah, I am on that shit. I am that motherfucker. I am doing it. And he just took full advantage of it. Period. Done. Like, yeah, he was about it.
Heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, that's one.
It is all about the angle of the dangle. Man, we have a lot of winning comments, guys.
Yep.
I hate you right now, Chase, but that comment's dead on. You're right on there, buddy.
So he didn't pull the full
Can't
Chris
deny-
Evans,
can't deny-
because Chris Evans just some of his picks just
Yep.
released here recently too.
I just heard about that hours ago. Apparently, he was playing Heads Up or something and tried to post that clip and forgot to trim it down, and so it showed his gallery with a fully erect penis. And yes, Chase, obviously because I lost.
Now, well, let me ask this: was Chris Evans proud of it?
Was
I
it
think
Chris
he kind
Evans?
of yeah. Well, then we got
Because-
more questions to answer here.
Jamal Murray was very
Oh,
clearly just like
Oh, was it?
Jamal Murray was very clearly like, yeah, I got my dick sucked. What about it, bitch? And like very all about it. So I don't know about this other guy, but I just know from the perspective of Jamal Murray, he got it done and he was like, yeah, bitch, that was me. And that's all I know.
Well, Chris Evans is Captain America in the
Yeah,
Marvel
and
movies.
I know he was accidental. From what I've heard about Chris Evans, he was just like, "Oh no, I accidentally did that." Like, eh.
Everybody already seen American Dad.
That was America's ass.
That was your sister.
Yeah, I heard. I wouldn't, Miles. I think he's a good roster. I think he's going to see more volume and more work this year. Personally, I think they'll make the move from Tyrod or find a way to open that offense up around Tyrod. I wouldn't trade him yet. I would give it at least another week or two. I mean, it's not really a sell high right now, anyways. So I think that his stock's going to go up before it goes down.
I'm a huge fan of Tyrod Williams. As much shit as he gets, so I wouldn't. Yeah, like Kent was saying, I wouldn't sell out on him yet. You know.
Alrighty. Of course, it might depend on who's willing to trade what for him.
That's true. I mean, if you get a good offer, I mean, absolutely.
I mean, if it's an AJ offer, I wouldn't take it. Just if AJ
Well, yeah,
sends you a trade, then you just
Legit, anytime you
You always
see a
have
trade
to-
offer come from from AJ, you don't even have to look at the details. You just ignore it. Period. Done.
Unless it's close to trade deadline and he is desperate. That is the only time. If it's like the day of the deadline for the trades and he is like on that bubble of possibly making the playoffs, he'll get you a good deal then, but that's it.
I know specifically
That's-
last year. I don't remember the year before, but I know last year he was just like, I'll trade you. I don't remember who it was, but it's just like, I'll trade you some random piece of shit nobody for Nick Chubb. And I was just like, nah, I'm not down for that. And it was like Nick Chubb had just been like announced as the main running back for the Browns. And then like the year before that, he also offered some trade that was just like, I'll trade you this other random nobody for some random nobody. It's like, oh, that other guy just got announced as the main wide receiver for this other team. It's like, it just seems like AJ is like trying to trade you at the last second for some person who just got promoted to the starter.
Yeah, I would always take a trade offer from AJ with the biggest grain of salt. Or maybe the smallest. I'm not actually sure how that term's supposed to be applied. Miles.
So, yeah,
That's
should
a
I drop
tough
Sonny
question.
Michelle for not?
No,
Naheem
I would
Hines?
I would keep Sonny Michelle for sure. Oh.
I
That is a
disagree.
tough one.
I've never trusted since Garrett Blunt was at New England. I haven't trusted a New England back, and even he was completely touchdown
Really?
dependent because you never know what they're going to do.
Really?
Whereas Naeem
they-
Hines with the Marlon Mack injury just became, I'd say, a must stash in your league. If you have people that you want to drop, I would go get it.
I can't imagine
our league
dropping Sonny Michelle, especially with Cam Newton as the Patriots quarterback. I can't imagine dropping Sonny Michelle though. Like,
it's a tough one because and like Kent said, New England. They have a different feature back each week, and you never know who it is gonna be, especially with Tom Brady. But with Cam there, and it only being the first week, I don't know. I mean, I've got him on my team, so I'm still kind of I don't know what to do with him really.
No,
it's tough. I wouldn't like that decision. I personally would lean towards Hines being, maybe they might finish similar points wise, but I think Michelle's going to be that kind of boomer bust, and Hines is going to give you a pretty consistent 7 or 8 a week, and that's just to me that's a little bit more valuable.
I'll be right back. I gotta leave for a second. Okay.
All right.
He's not only losing. Yeah, go ahead. He's not only losing carries James White and Cam Newton. He's I forgot Rex Burkhead was really effective this weekend. I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed on the ground. Cam Newton's your main feature.
Yeah, I would lean more towards Hines too because it's just more opportunity. I'm more conservative in my dealing, so to me that seems like the safer bet. You don't have to worry near as much of is he going to get the ball or not. He's getting the ball. Hines is going to get it. But like I said before, with that New England running backs, that backfield, you never know who it is going to be. And I normally don't even pick up New England backs because of that. I just do not like that running back by committee shit. I want my lead back, and if the person's not the lead back, then I really don't want them unless they're like a handcuff. So it's
what really sucks about New England backs is like for a fact Sonny Michelle, if he's healthy for all 16 games, at least 3 of those games he's gonna drop a 30 burger on somebody's ass. I mean, it happened, but so might Rex Burkhead, so might James White. I mean, they are going to have those explosive games where they look like world beaters, and they might do it for a couple weeks in a row. I don't know if I've ever seen them string 3 in a row.
or it'll be,
and
they
that's
score.
valuable to have, especially if you've got to swing for the fences.
But of course, they could too. You have that the week before they score 3 points, they score their 30 burger, and then the next 2 weeks they score 3 points each week. So you really don't. I mean, it is a gamble, and
Tough.
I think it is if you really look into it and research it and find the tendencies of what New England's offense is doing, you may be able to kind of forecast, okay, this week Sony Michel, with this defense, they're going to use Sony Michel a lot more than Rex Burkhead, stuff like that. I don't have the time to do that. I know there are people that do that, and you can actually go on Reddit too. The Reddit fantasy football is really good. You just read the post before you take their advice, because some of those you can read their post and know that this person's an idiot. They don't know what they're talking about. But
yeah, true.
But like I said, New England's always been one of those you really have to research it and know that week of and try and forecast it. Of course, with Hines too, who is their other back?
They have Jonathan Taylor.
So they could
drafted him.
possibly morph that into a running back by committee.
Well, I think it already is going to be, because they grabbed Taylor in the draft. I can't remember if they went up to go get him or not. I still felt like Marlon Mack was consistent enough last year and looked like a lead bell cow back. The Colts told me that's what he was going to be. That's what it looked like he was going to be. But even with that, he was that last year, and Hines still had value.
Yeah.
I think they said they got Taylor to do what Mack does, just to give him a break. Hines is a specialty guy. He's more of a third down back. He catches really well out of the backfield. He's good in pass action. Or if you need to start spreading the field out, he is your pass catching back. He's got better hands than Taylor or Mack. Now that there is no Mack, he is now also a spell back for Taylor, and it's more of a two-back system, kind of a thunder and lightning, although Taylor can fly, don't get me wrong. But he's just not that nifty, shifty, do-all Swiss Army. He's more of a put your head down, make his cuts, run downfield. He can catch out of the backfield too, but Hines is just more polished. He has a lot more time. I think this is his fourth year in the league. He has more experience. He's going to be your guy in crucial situations where you need the quarterback's ass protected, or you need somebody who can run a route and catch the ball if they need to. So I think that his value has only gone up. I don't think it really changes much for him. I think it changes a ton if you own Jonathan Taylor or if Taylor's available. His value just skyrocketed. It is a good day to be a Jonathan Taylor owner.
So Brandon, AJ tried to trade me Gotskowski and Jags D for Le'Veon one time. That's an AJ
I was
trade.
talking about that earlier. Yeah, Brandon, you found yourself in that dark alley, deep in the side of town you don't want to be on, and then AJ just came open with his trench coat. On one side, shitty defenses, and on the other side, a whole bunch of fake Rolexes, and then also underneath he was nude. It was trifecta of bullshit.
Sounds about right. All right, so should I keep Singletary?
I would say probably, if there's not a better option. I think Singletary could still emerge as a lead back in Buffalo.
I'm back.
He was pretty valuable last year. I would need to know the alternatives. I would keep Singletary over Sony Michel personally. If you're thinking about dropping Singletary or Michel for Hines, I would personally keep Singletary and drop Michel for Hines.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if it's possible, I wouldn't drop either, just because, I'm back, but just It's such a hard decision, like you're saying, like with Singletary versus Hines. Like I don't know, I couldn't justify dropping Singletary. You know what I'm saying? Like
So why would we want fantasy advice from a known fantasy loser such as this week?
look here,
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Or I could drop Joe Burrow.
if you drop Joe
Uh,
Burrow, you're just a fool.
Yeah, I was about to say it really depends
was
on who you
impressed.
have as a quarterback. I mean, if you have Deshaun Watson or Kyler Murray or somebody like that and Joe Burrow, I would lean towards the experience.
I would agree.
But
and like
you're
Steven
also
was just
talking-
saying, I mean,
It
like
really
if
depends
you
on
can
who
keep
else you
Singletary
have.
and Michelle and drop Burrow, yeah, exactly.
or who else is available. I mean, we don't know how many teams you have in your league. I mean, we have 12 in our league, so finding somebody off the waiver it's very slim pickings. But
I
it really just depends on
was
who you
encouraged
have.
with Joe Burrow.
Literally seeing what
but
Joe
with
Burrow
that being
did.
said-
Go ahead, Kent.
Yeah, I was encouraged with Joe Burrow and his production. Same as us, Miles. We're 12 as well. No, I was really encouraged, but he's still a rookie quarterback, and he's still playing for the Bengals. So if you have a better quarterback, I mean, in which there are plenty, I right now put Burrows in the 17 or 18 range as a prospect, which, with only 12 teams, that means there's people have backups right now that might be better than Burrow. It's just I waited too late, and so my quarterback situation is Joe Burrow and Ryan Tannehill, who both show me promise. I'm not super bummed about that yet, but if you've got a better quarterback or there's a better quarterback available, I would drop Burrow before I drop Michelle or Singletary to go grab Haas personally.
Let me go
Because
ahead
I
and
don't
say
think
this.
that anybody in your league is going to go clamor to get him.
Let me go ahead and say this.
If you want him
'cause
later.
Kent, you were just saying you have Ryan Tannehill and Joe Burrow, your two quarterbacks. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, it is.
If you had to drop one of them, just honestly and truthfully, which one would you drop?
I would drop Burrow.
You would drop
I watched
Burrow
both
for real
games.
after watching what he did?
I think Burrow's got a much bigger upside, but playing the upside can bite you in the ass. I mean,
And that's why you've never
I
been
see
the
the
champion.
floor. That's true, I suppose.
But you also have to think about too that it's his first year. There's not much game tape on him, and
Yeah.
usually some of these quarterbacks, their
There's
first
not much
year,
game tape.
they
And he
play
has
lights out because they just haven't picked up on his weaknesses. So
weapons. I mean, you got AJ Green, you have John Ross, and you have Tyler Boyd, and they're all healthy. Plus, you have Uzuma and Joe Mixon, all of them pass catchers, including Joe Mixon, the tailback. John Ross can fly. AJ Green, without injuries, might be on a Julio Jones level and trajectory, and Tyler Boyd plays the slot as good as anybody.
Oh, as
So
anybody.
and then he looked good. He looked really good.
Oh, yeah.
But he's a rookie quarterback, and up until recently, that's been a bad trend to bet on. Now, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes can almost count as a rookie quarterback since his first year starting is when he exploded. Have kind of
Let's be honest.
bucked that
Patrick
trend,
Mahomes
but
is on
that's rare.
his own thing. Like,
he's a unicorn.
you know,
Yeah, he's an alien from outer space.
you know.
He doesn't factor into
Obviously.
regular discussions.
Can we just like discuss this for just a hot second? Because I feel like this is a huge deal and it hasn't got talked about in our league at all. Cody picked Lamar Jackson in the first round. And There was literally a solid part of me that was just like, who is the best running back that I could pick in the first round? And I picked it like fourth or fifth or whatever it was that I picked at. I was just like, the best running back from last year, Lamar Jackson. Realistically, the best running back from, and he played. But at the same time, I was just like, I've got Alvin Kamara on the board. How the fuck can I not pick Alvin Kamara? But at the same time, though, there was like a huge part of me that was just like, Lamar Jackson's available. Maybe I could pick Lamar Jackson. But I was just like, no. The safe pick is Alvin Kamara. But in my head, though, I was just like, second round, I can get Lamar Jackson, period. Like, and then Cody picked Lamar Jackson the first round. I was just like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Like, wow. It's such a dangerous pick. I say dangerous. It's not a dangerous pick at all, though. But like, oh my god, if you got Patrick, see, the thing is, like, if you got Patrick Mahomes in the second, then I just would have hated you, and I would have found you and murdered you. Not really, but realistically, like, if you had Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson in the same team, then like realistically, this game should let you be like, I can have Lamar Jackson at my running back and Patrick Mahomes is my quarterback. But I don't know. That was such an intense move and pick that I was just like, such a solid choice to do. I wasn't even mad about it. I was just like, that's ballsy. That was so ballsy, and I was all for it.
I know I've made some ballsy picks before.
I
think I took Tom Brady in like the third round one time, and he did shitty that year. I always wanted Tom Brady on a fantasy football team, and the year I got him, he did shitty. So let's get down to business with this burrito.
Burrito.
We should do a keeper league next year. I don't know.
I'm still waiting for. I keep seeing all these like posts from Cody. Like, when is he gonna join in? Like, I know he has the technology to join in.
He said he would.
He said he would
do it next week.
Next week is too far away. I want to see him right below me, and I want to see his input right now.
Brandon, the original question to answer you and Cody together here. I absolutely do think that it had something to do with his performance last week. I think he got into an altercation and was this close to striking a lady. And then he didn't get to, and it just backed him up. But I think the beef and bean burrito actually saved him, and it actually tilted Taco Bell's decision to keep it on the menu for now. Although eventually I think they're going to axe the whole menu, and they're not even going to be Taco Bell. They're just going to be Bell and serve whatever they feel like.
Just Bell.
On any given day.
All right, so we got another question. Is James Conner and DJ Moore good for Kelsey?
It depends. Give me some more of your running backs that you've got roster right and or available, and receivers as well. On the food, or read Cody's comment, food. On the face, I think it's fairly fair. Kelsey is going to produce at tight end more than those guys probably will produce as far as ADP. But it depends on what you've got and what your options are to replace them. I mean, Kelsey's probably going to be Kelsey's a surefire top 2 or 3 tight end in the league, and he's going to produce like that again. Yeah. No, they canceled the Mexican pizza, buddy. It's gone, and that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they took away the quesarito at some places.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so pissed when I went downtown. Well, I had to walk there and then get there. They don't even have quesadillas, and I'm like, that's the only reason I came here.
Taco Bell just really doesn't give a shit about its people. I'm a huge vegetarian fan, and let me tell you, when they got rid of like the potato, which is
Yeah.
like legit, like that was a huge part of like 90% of the menu items that I loved. I was just like, oh, you really just said fuck me. And
Yeah, the
wow.
potato grillers.
I want to know what their thought process is, man. Like, I just want to know what their thought process is.
I think their thought process is like, wow, we could just say fuck it and let's see how that goes. And I don't know, like there's no good reason.
Oh man.
No, you're just not.
So yeah, so Kent, you went with Joe Burrow this week, and there really wasn't much difference between him and Tannehill.
Yeah, let me say, like, I don't have anything. Here's my thing. As a former Dolphins fan, I didn't have anything against Tannehill because a lot of people were like, oh, he's injury prone. I was like, he's not really injury prone. It's just like he got injured that one time, and everyone gave Adam Gase the biggest fucking shit storm about him being injured. But at the same time, it's like Adam Gase moving to the Jets, he has not done a goddamn thing to make me think he's a worthwhile coach. And I don't know. Fuck. I have no faith in the Dolphins or the Jets. Period. Like, damn, he hasn't done anything for the fucking Jets that he didn't do for the Dolphins. Like, part of me was just like, oh well, you know, like Ryan Tannehill was injured when Gase was the Dolphins, so maybe that's why they fucking suck. No, they would just fucking suck because they fucking suck, and maybe things will be better once Tua Tagovailoa gets a chance to learn the system. That's
Why do you
all I
think I'm
have.
stashing him? The Dolphins are going to be shit this year. They're going to want Tua to go in just to get
Oh,
reps.
yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
stashing
okay with that. I don't want Tua to go in at the beginning of the year because I don't want him to waste his early reps just getting just fucking destroyed, which is what he's gonna do. Let Ryan Fitzpatrick take all the fucking damage because he's the old piece of shit. I hate to say that because I honestly like Ryan Fitzpatrick, but
I was just saying, you just said you liked him earlier.
I do like
sure?
Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I don't want to see Ryan Fitzpatrick do well at the Dolphins. I want them to do just well enough to where they get some good picks next year and put Tua in a good place with picks. The thing is with Ryan Fitzpatrick, he has this crazy good record of being like, man, I can be just good enough to fuck up for my team. And wow, does he not just fucking fit the bill when it comes to that?
Oh man. All right, Kent. So King Kearns has Josh Jacobs, Clyde. I mean, there's your two running backs right there. Swift, Singletary, Lockett, Edelman, Sutton.
Your 1 and 2 with Jacobs and Edwards-Helaire right there, and then you could basically any given day flex in Swift and Singletary if you need to. You are stacked at running back, my friend. Wide receiver looks a little weak to me personally, Sean.
Yeah,
Lockett,
they're
kind of utility guy. Edelman, we'll see. Cam and him haven't shown any. They haven't not shown chemistry. It's just they haven't shown chemistry yet. Cortland Sutton and Preston Williams, they're both guys who have a lot of upside, but haven't proven consistency to me personally. And then Hawkinson, actually I think is actually a really, really good tight end, but kind of the same thing as far as Sutton and Williams. Tons of upside. Can you do it week in and week out? I think the trade is still pretty sound though to get Kelce. Me personally, Sean, Steven, what do you guys feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you keep those running backs, I would either trade that or trade for a better receiver. To me, that's where you're. I mean, I only see. Yeah,
I mean, you are stacked at running back.
yeah.
Oh,
All right.
take it easy, Cody. Have a good night, bud.
See you, Cody. Thank you for coming, and you will be on next week. And you have to.
We also, I think, have to get Chase in here.
I know. This was like mostly Chase's idea. We were talking that before we got on. We were like, well, this is mostly Chase's idea. And now he just wants to sit in the chat. If I could go through and make it a wrench, I would. All right. Which wide receiver?
Well, I'm not sure what's available in your league, but that's your wide receivers are just a little bit. They're not bad. It's just it's shakier than your running backs are stacked, and I think Hawkinson's going to be a pretty solid tight end. Although Hawkinson plays for Detroit, so since Calvin Johnson's been gone, who do you count on in Detroit?
That's true. Because I mean, you got Marvin Jones, but he's more of just a deep guy. He's one of those that's going to get like 3 catches, but his 3 catches are going to be for a lot of yards.
Well, and then they got Kenny Galladay too, and he actually finished, I think, as a top 5 or 6 receiver in the league last year. But he was a boom or bust. I mean, he would hit you with 20, 25 points, and then he would hit you with 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Detroit's just it's a tough nut to crack, man.
Yeah. All right, Chase, you're a moderator now, by the way. I sanctify you as
Chase
a moderator.
Excellent. You know, he deserves that power. He does.
I mean,
as far as our league goes, he has been there for getting. He participates. Oh, now he's got a wrench next to his neck.
So yeah, do y'all want to move on to the next game? I'm pretty sure Kent does.
You know, my only notes from my game personally were coulda, woulda, should. No, I'm kidding. I saw the Sammy Watkins play over Cam Akers. Obviously, watch Thursday night game and then watching my Rams game Sunday night. I was questionable on Akers anyways, being in a true share time, or timeshare, where they said it over and over and over again. It's like there is no starter in LA right now. On the unofficial depth chart, Cam Akers was listed as number 3, and I was like, yeah, but Malcolm Brown, Cam Akers, Cam Akers, and Darrell Henderson. Cam Akers is it bit me in the ass. And I don't know if I would have flexed in Sammy over some of my other options. No, it was a good win for you, Chase. Chase, I did want to get you. Yeah, no kidding. Have we not seen enough of it? Yeah. What I do want to ask you guys is, how sustainable do you think Cam Newton's production is? Because 15 carries for 75 yards. I mean, the man has spent more time out of football than in football for the last 3 seasons, and he's only getting older.
I think Chase, go ahead, but after you go, I would like to also have my spiel on this.
That was
Just
the
looking
chase, by
there.
the way.
I mean, I I don't know if it is sustainable. I mean, he is old. I don't know if he could take all those hits all the time. I'm kind of leaning towards this being more of a him in a new system. They don't have film on him in this new system. They're still trying to figure him out. I give it a couple of games and they'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't think he'll be right back to where he was in Carolina.
So you think it's like a fucking a farce, basically?
Yeah, I think it's he'll probably get a good 3-4 weeks out of him, and then after that, I think that'll be the time that they'll figure him out, and
Okay.
especially in the system. And then like I said, I think he'll go back to where like he was in Carolina, where it was a roller coaster of okay, this week Cam decides he wants to play, and
Okay.
now he's gonna get 20, 25 points.
So let me go ahead and say my dark horse. This was like my dark horse. I picked this up as my backup quarterback who's gonna actually like fucking destroy the league this year. I was 100% planning on picking up Cam Newton in like the 5th or 6th round, not thinking that he would go kind of early, but he kind of did go early. I don't know what round he went in our league, but I know he went earlier than I expected him to. Kent might know for sure. What round did Cam go?
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta tell my daughter good night, so I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, bud. Cam went in the 7th round for us.
So for me at least, I feel like that was early. Like I remember thinking like, wow, Cam kind of went sooner than I expected because he was my sleeper. I was gonna get him as my backup quarterback, and in my head I was gonna get him as my backup quarterback, but as my main quarterback because I got Josh Allen in like the 3rd or 4th round. I was like, yes, this is a good quarterback, but I'm really gonna get Cam Newton way later and as a fucking steal is what I was thinking. I was gonna get Cam Newton as a steal.
I knew
in like the 5th or 6th round, and that didn't happen.
Me and AJ did a mock draft, and put everybody in. I don't know if we did everybody at their actual draft positions. I don't think we had it hammered down, but like kind of randomized all 12 people. He took himself and 5 people to like what he thought they might do. I took myself and 5 people to what I thought they might do. The thing is, our mock draft was actually fairly close, and I had Chase, and I knew Cam Newton being with the Patriots and for sure starting once they named him the starter because we got everything moving pretty late.
Right.
I was like, Cam Newton, Chase is not going to make it too far. I think I actually did Chase. I think I had you taking him in the 5th or the 6th. You actually waited a little bit, but I don't think it's a bad pick.
No, absolutely.
And like you were talking about on a sleeper and taking him, if I had found the right value for Cam, I would have taken him as well. I think that's a really, really good pick. I'm concerned though because watching him run the ball 15 times already.
Yes.
I saw him take big licks already. Like there was at least 3 times
already
where he
taking
was
big
slow
licks
to get up. Like that's makes me nervous.
It's dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Like, but here's the thing: is just like one. I know Cam Newton. That's already his thing. Like, I don't think. What's his name? I say what's his name? The guy who is the head coach of the Patriots.
Belichick.
Yeah. You know that guy. You've heard of him. But I don't think Belichick was just like, let's go for 15 runs this game. I guarantee you, Belichick did not say do that, but Cam Newton did it, and it went very well. Like it went
Well,
very
if you
well.
take out the read options, then there was only 6 designed quarterback runs
Designed
for
ones,
sure.
yeah.
If he
Yeah.
had handed it off to the running back every other time, then he
Yep.
only rushes 6 times.
Right,
But
yeah.
I've watched Cam Newton run read option his whole career, going all the way back to Auburn and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
some
And
of
man, could he fucking
Glenn
run.
Jr. Not only can he run, but he's going to decide to keep it a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and that's fine. I say it's fine. It's not completely fine, but like he can do that. And I will say when part of me was just like, man, that is my sleeper. I'm gonna pick him in like the 6th or 7th round, and he was gone way before then. I was just like, well, someone has way more faith in him than I do. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of faith in him because I was just like, wow, Cam Newton is good to be. In my head, I was like, he's the sleeper quarterback. I can have him as my sleeper. But no, he was not the sleeper. He got picked for like a solid backup and a solid main, but wow, like I really like him, and at the end of the day, like he's gonna do just like he said. He's gonna be the guy who fucking goes for it, and he's not a backup. He's not a sleeper. He's gonna be that guy, and as much as I want him to be the sleeper that fucking saves me, he's never gonna be that guy. So that's that.
All right, Kent. Robert Woods, Moore, or McLaren? He said it was a different league.
Well, I assume that's DJ Moore, and then Terry McLaurin. I obviously know Robert Woods. I'm a Rams fan.
I'll go Woods
and
over McLaurin any day.
that's a real tough call for me. I put those 3 in the same stratosphere. I think the most talented out of those is between Moore and McLaurin. I think they're more talented than Woods, but Woods is that dude is a
Woods has the best
blue-collar,
quarterback out
lunch
of the
pail
3.
type of guy. I don't know, man. Teddy Bridgewater, people sleep on him because of that injury, and it was really gruesome. But every time first off, he was playing really good before that, and he had already flashed some this season before that, 2 seasons before that, after the Vikings had drafted him. Then when Drew Brees got hurt and he came in, he went 5-0 as a starter at the Saints and had maybe not Drew Brees like numbers, but he was a solid top 10 quarterback all of those
And
games
they won.
after that Sean Payton.
True.
And they won. I mean, 5-0. Now, as far as McCoy, yeah, I mean, I would say I would take Bridgewater or Jared Goff hands down over Haskins right now, but McLaurin is the number 1 option, and I'm not willing to give up on him yet. He shows flashes sometimes.
Yeah,
he shows flashes. I don't think that he's going to be the answer. I don't think he's going to last as a starter in the league, but I'm not going to count him out. I agree.
Yeah.
Goff and Bridgewater for me, kind of the same level. Haskins more like this. But I think McLaurin and Moore, talent-wise and upside, are more like this. But McLaurin is number 1
Chase
option,
McLaurin
and not
is
that many.
Such a good option too. Yeah. So I get
There's just not that many mouths to feed in Washington.
True.
There's
not many mouths to feed. In fact, there's only 2.
Yeah. But I think Woods is your consistent player. Woods is going to be a dude who gets you at least 6 points, 7 points a game.
Mhm.
He's not much of a red zone threat, though. In fact, that's why in our league, Dallas bummed me out big time getting Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sean, Steven, I can't give this man advice on that one. I'm really torn. I think
That is a tough one. That
Yeah.
because I don't know, but we've been going about an hour and a half. It's a little after 9 here, or almost 9:30 here. So I think we're gonna end it here. We didn't get through the whole rundown, but I had really good fun. I know Chase had a great time at Kent Spence, but yeah, this was a great time. Next week, you want to do it then? Same time, 7:45.
Next week.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
7:45. That's like a pretty good time, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I had a blast, guys. Thanks for having me, Sean. Thanks for listening,
Yeah.
everybody. Steven, super pumped that you jumped in on the call.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Chase, specifically.
Yeah. But yeah, Steven, come back. Hopefully next week we can get Cody on here, and
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see everybody next time.
sounds good.